What only mature men know about women. There comes a time in every man's life when the distractions of the world fade away, and the voice of wisdom rises above the noise. It's in those quiet moments that we find clarity, when we stop chasing fleeting thrills and start seeking something deeper. Today, I speak not from a place of pride or arrogance, but from a place of humility, from the hard-earned lessons of time and truth. This is a message for the men who want to love better, live cleaner, and lead stronger. It's called What Only Mature Men Know About Women. And if you're a man who's truly seeking to understand, then listen closely. There's a truth that only time and trials can teach. A truth that only a mature man can truly grasp. A woman's heart is not a toy. It's not some passing thrill, not a prize to be won, nor a puzzle to figure out. It is sacred. It's not to be played with. It is a creation of the Most High, intricately designed with strength, vulnerability, and spiritual depth. And here's the key. Only when a man reaches true maturity, not just age or experience, but a deep awareness, does he begin to treat that heart with the reverence it deserves. When we're young, we chase after the sparkly things. We chase smiles, laughter, the excitement of attraction. But as we grow in wisdom, we come to understand something crucial. These things fade. What seems beautiful today may be broken tomorrow. And while the world may change with time, eternal truths do not. One of those truths is this: a woman's heart carries the fingerprints of God. She was created not just to be loved, but to give love. She was not designed to be used, but to be honored. Her heart can carry the weight of the world's burdens, feel the pain of others, and still beat with grace. That is no accident. It is divine design. And a mature man knows this. He does not exploit it. He guards it. To play with a woman's heart is to tread on holy ground without taking off your shoes. It is to enter a sacred place with dirty hands. And one day, every man must answer for what he did with that trust. Did he lead her with humility? Or did he use her to satisfy his ego? Did he nurture her dreams? Or did he silence her voice to protect his own pride? Did he see her as a soul? Or just a body? The world will tell you that love is a game, that it's all about excitement and thrill. But God never said that. The Word says that love is patient, that love is kind, that it does not dishonor others, that it is not self-seeking. If that is true, and it is, then love is not something to be taken lightly. It is not found in fast words or cheap romance. It is found in commitment, in sacrifice, in the quiet, daily decision to protect what is precious. And make no mistake, a woman's heart is precious. She may smile through her pain, masking the brokenness inside. She may carry the burdens of everyone else, while silently carrying her own wounds. She may be strong, stronger than most men realize, but even the strongest hearts need a place to rest. And a mature man, when he understands his role, becomes that place. He's not perfect, he's not without fault, but he is grounded in something deeper than charm, better than chemistry. He becomes a safe harbor in a stormy world. He listens, not to fix, but to understand. He leads, not to control, but to guide. He gives, not to keep score, but because he knows the value of selfless love. And when she knows her heart is safe, when she can trust the hands that hold it, she blooms. Not because he completes her, but because he protects what God already placed inside her. That is the power of a man who truly understands. He doesn't demand, he nurtures. He doesn't break her down, he builds her up. So let me ask you, men, have you been given the gift of a woman's heart? Then treat it as a sacred trust. Let your words be ones that build her up, not tear her down. Let your actions match your promises. Let your love be something she can depend on, not something she has to survive. Because when you look into the eyes of a woman, you're not just looking at her, you're looking at the image of God. And how you treat that image says everything about who you are. The world is loud about beauty. Magazines, screens, songs, they all shout about appearances, telling men to value what they see. The curve of a smile, the color of eyes, the way a woman moves, the way she looks when she walks into a room. But the more a man matures, not just in age but in understanding, the more he realizes this truth. What is seen with the eyes will never compare to what is felt with the heart. Mature men learn a quiet truth the world often misses. It's not about surface-level attraction. It's about the depth of connection. The real beauty is not what is immediately visible, it's the quiet strength. The depth of her soul. The grace in her vulnerability. When a man learns this, he stops chasing after empty sparks and begins to cherish what truly matters. And in doing so, he becomes the kind of man who leads not just with strength, but with wisdom, humility, and deep love. So, I challenge you, men, to consider the true value of a woman's heart. Are you treating it as sacred? Are you protecting it with the reverence it deserves? Or are you chasing after shallow things, missing the beauty and depth that lies beneath the surface? Love is not a game. It is a calling. And when you embrace that, you'll not only love better, you'll lead better. And in turn, you'll create a love that is pure, strong, and eternal. The power of emotional safety in true love. We've already touched on how love goes deeper than the surface. But now let's talk about what truly makes love lasting. There is something more powerful than physical beauty. Something that, when it is present, will shine brighter than any makeup, any outfit, any fleeting attraction. It's called emotional safety, and it matters more than anything else. There's a kind of beauty that fades, and one that stays. The first can be found in a passing glance, captured in a photo or a fleeting moment. But the second, the kind of beauty that endures, is found in peace. When a woman feels safe in her relationship, when she knows she is seen, heard, and truly protected, she radiates a beauty that cannot be replicated by any external appearance. This kind of beauty, this light that shines from within, is unlocked only when she knows, deep down, that who she is, her heart, her mind, her soul, matters more than how she looks. Many men, unfortunately, chase after women like they're performing on a stage. They offer compliments, buy gifts, make grand gestures, and while these actions may seem nice on the surface, they ring hollow if she doesn't feel safe in his presence. A woman can feel more alone beside a man who doesn't care for her heart than she would if she were alone. It's not about how much he gives her, it's about how much he values her. What she needs most isn't a man who merely tells her she's beautiful. No, she needs a man who treats her like she matters even when she's not at her best, when she's tired, anxious, or when life has drained the sparkle from her eyes. A mature man doesn't just love a woman's body, he treasures her soul. He listens. He doesn't rush to fix everything because he knows that sometimes, just being present is more powerful than offering advice. He speaks gently. He doesn't use words as weapons. He understands that silence can wound just as deeply as shouting can. He guards her from his own insecurities instead of making her carry the weight of them. He doesn't compare her to other women, not with his words, not with his eyes, because he understands that nothing good grows in a garden of fear. A woman will only bloom where she feels safe. And it's not about avoiding conflict, because no relationship is without its challenges. The question is, when conflict arises, does she feel like she has to defend herself against you? Or does she know that you're on the same side, fighting for the same cause? Let me say this clearly. A beautiful woman who is emotionally afraid will begin to dim. Her laughter will become quieter. Her light will grow smaller. But even a weary woman can come alive again if she knows her heart is in safe hands. God designed us for relationship, but not for performance. Love is not earned through perfection, it's built through trust. And trust isn't something you demand, it's something you cultivate. Emotional safety is not a luxury, it is the foundation. Without it, beauty fades. So, men, if you find yourself admiring a woman's beauty, ask yourself this question: can she trust me? Not just with her body, but with her fears, her flaws, and her quiet thoughts at night. Because, in the end, how she feels in your presence will outlast how she looks in your eyes. A boy falls in love with appearances. A man learns to love her presence. The difference? One is fleeting, momentary. The other is eternal. When a man begins to understand the true meaning of love, he realizes that it's not about grand gestures or passionate moments that fade with time. It's not about impressing someone with what he can offer in the short term. True love, the kind that lasts and builds something meaningful, is found in sacrifice. Without sacrifice, love becomes nothing more than a performance. It becomes a show, a set of actions put on to win affection, but ultimately empty. And here's the truth: love that costs nothing is love that means nothing. In today's world, we're constantly told that we deserve happiness, that our desires should be fulfilled on our terms, and that self-fulfillment is the ultimate goal. But real love doesn't operate that way. It's not about what you can take, it's about what you're willing to give. A mature man understands that love requires sacrifice. It calls for him to lay down his own comforts, his own pride, and even his own will, for the sake of the one he loves. Look at the example set by Christ. He laid down everything for the church. His sacrifice wasn't temporary. It wasn't given out of obligation. It was a choice, a daily, continual choice to give himself fully and unreservedly, without asking for anything in return. That's the essence of true love. It's not about what you can take from someone else. It's about what you are willing to give for their good, often at the expense of your own. Love, when it's real, doesn't just seek to fulfill its own desires. It seeks to build the other person up, to protect their heart, and to cultivate a space where both people can grow. When a man learns this, he stops performing for the world and starts living in the quiet power of true love. This kind of love doesn't just survive, it thrives, creating a bond that lasts and a legacy that endures. So I challenge you, men, when you look at the women in your life, ask yourself, am I offering her real love? Am I showing her the emotional safety she needs to thrive? Am I willing to sacrifice for her, not out of obligation, but out of a deep desire to see her flourish? Because that is the love that changes lives. That builds something lasting, and that reflects the heart of God. True love is not performance. It's a sacrifice, and it's the kind of love that lasts for eternity. The depth of true love, a man's sacrifice. When a man loves a woman truly, he doesn't count the cost. His love isn't transactional. He doesn't love her to get something back. He doesn't hold back his best just to preserve his own comfort. No, the man who truly loves gives without hesitation. He gives without asking for anything in return. He chooses her, day after day, with no expectation of reward. His love isn't about what he can get, it's about what he is willing to give. And that kind of love? It's transformational. Sacrifice, however, isn't always grand or dramatic. In fact, it's often in the quiet, humble moments that real sacrifice shines. It's in setting aside your own time to listen to her after a tough day. It's in taking on extra work so she can rest. It's in choosing to be there with her when you could easily be somewhere else. These are the moments that build trust. These are the moments that strengthen love. When a man truly loves, he gives without hesitation, without strings attached, and without keeping score. This is what a mature man knows, that love isn't measured by how much you take or receive, but by how much you're willing to lay down for the other person. Real love demands sacrifice, the kind of love that endures, the kind of love that stands strong through trials and challenges, is the kind grounded in sacrifice. The performance of love, the kind that looks like love but doesn't cost anything, is easy. It's easy to show love when everything is going well, when both of you are smiling, when life is smooth, and nothing is wrong. But what happens when things get tough? What happens when challenges arise? When exhaustion sets in? When emotions run high, and the road ahead seems uncertain? It's in those moments, in the trials and storms of life, that the mature man's love truly shines. Real love isn't a performance for others to see. It's a foundation built on sacrifice. And that foundation holds up even under the heaviest weight of adversity. So, let me be clear with you. Don't fall for the cheap imitation of love that the world often offers. The love that doesn't require sacrifice is not love at all. It's self-interest disguised as affection. True love requires sacrifice. It's the kind of sacrifice that doesn't seek glory or recognition, but is willing to lay down its life for the one it loves. This is the love that lasts. This is the love that transcends time and hardship. And this is the love that ultimately reflects the heart of God. Men, if you want to love in the truest sense of the word, don't settle for performances. Don't settle for the illusion of love that costs you nothing. Be willing to sacrifice, to serve, and to give, for only then will you experience the depth of love that God intended for us all. There's another profound truth that every man must understand if he is to grow in his relationships. Respect cannot be demanded. It cannot be forced. It must be earned. This truth applies not only to women but to all human relationships. However, it has particular relevance when it comes to the relationship between a man and a woman. In today's world, it often seems that men are entitled to respect simply because of their position or status. Society sometimes teaches that respect should be freely given because of what someone represents. But the reality is different. True, lasting respect is not something a man can demand, it is something he must build. Brick by brick, through character, integrity, and humility. A woman's respect is not a trophy you win. It is a gift you earn. This isn't something that happens overnight. It's not built on surface-level appearances or achievements. It's grounded in the deepest aspects of who you are. A woman respects a man not for his title, his wealth, or his outward strength, but for the way he lives his life. She respects his integrity, his consistency, and the way he leads by example rather than by force. A man who demands respect is like a tree trying to command the wind. It's futile, it's unnatural, but a man who earns respect does so day in and day out. Not by force or intimidation, but by the way he conducts himself. The mature man understands that respect is the fruit of trust. It grows from the soil of honesty, kindness, and commitment. It is nurtured through thoughtful actions, not through insisting that you deserve it. This kind of respect isn't automatic. It's earned through daily, consistent actions that show integrity, humility, and selflessness. It's earned by the way a man treats the people in his life, especially the ones he loves. He doesn't demand respect because of his position or authority. He earns it by proving that his actions match his words, by showing up for the people who matter to him, and by treating them with honor and care. So, men, ask yourself, are you earning the respect you desire? Not by your status, not by your title, but by the way you live your life. Are you embodying the values of integrity, kindness, and humility? Because respect, like true love, is not something you can simply expect. It's something you must earn. And it starts with the choices you make every single day. In the end, it all comes down to this. A man who truly loves isn't looking for the easy way out. He understands that real love and real respect are not given freely, they are earned. They are the result of sacrifice, integrity, and commitment. If you want a love that lasts, if you want respect that endures, then you must first be willing to give more than you take, to serve more than you demand, and to lead by example, not by force, because that's the kind of love and respect that will build a legacy. And that's the kind of man God calls us to be. Respect, the foundation of true love and leadership. In the previous pages, we've discussed how love and respect go hand in hand, and how a man can earn the respect he desires by living with integrity and humility. But there is something essential to understand about respect, especially in relationships. Respect cannot be demanded. It cannot be coerced. True respect is earned, and it's a natural response to the way a man lives his life. Women are not compelled to respect men simply because they ask for it. They are drawn to those who demonstrate respect in every aspect of their lives. A man who is reliable, who keeps his word, who treats others with kindness, who stands firm in truth, that is the kind of man who earns respect. It's not about grand gestures, but about consistency. When you are true to your word, when you put others' needs above your own, when you live with integrity, respect is given freely. It's a natural response to the way you live, not something you can force or demand. On the other hand, a man who is selfish, inconsistent, or manipulative will never earn the respect he desires, no matter how much he tries to buy it or demand it. Respect can never be coerced. It only comes when a man proves he is worthy of it. Not through empty words or promises, but through action, through the way he treats those around him. But let's be clear, respect is not about fear. Respect is not about domination, control, or intimidation. A man who rules through fear may force compliance. But that's not respect, that's submission. True respect is freely given. It's the recognition of a man's character, not his power. It's acknowledging his strength in the face of adversity, his patience through trials, and his humility in moments of struggle. A man who seeks to dominate a woman will never win her respect. She may obey, she may conform, but she will never truly respect a man who demands control. A wise man understands that respect is not about force or position. It's about leading with love, not with pride. Respect is not something you demand. it's something you earn by showing respect. If you want the respect of the woman you love, you must show her respect in every way. Respect her opinions, honor her voice, value her dreams, show genuine interest in her heart, her needs, her desires. A man who listens, who seeks to understand, and who supports and encourages his partner is a man who builds a foundation of mutual respect. In this safe, respectful space, love can truly grow. Respect also means admitting when you're wrong. A man who refuses to acknowledge his mistakes, or who tries to manipulate situations to avoid responsibility, will lose respect faster than he can imagine. But a man who humbly admits his failures, seeks to make things right, and grows through his mistakes, is a man who demonstrates integrity and earns the respect he desires. Women do not respect men who hide behind pride. They respect men who walk in humility and honesty, who acknowledge their flaws and grow through them. Let me be clear. If you are seeking respect from a woman, look first at yourself. The question isn't, what can I demand from her? It's, what kind of man am I becoming? Respect isn't something you receive without giving. It's something you build, not by force, but through the strength of your character. Only then can you truly earn the respect of those around you. But let's take this even deeper. There is a fundamental shift that occurs in the heart of a man when he begins to truly understand the purpose of his relationship with a woman. The world tells us that we are incomplete without a partner, that we need someone to complete us. But that's a lie. God did not create us to be incomplete, nor did He create a woman to be the missing piece of our puzzle. He created both man and woman as whole beings, each made in His image, each with a unique calling, a unique purpose. And the truth is this: a woman is not here to complete you. She is here to walk beside you, to support you, and to be your partner in the journey of life. But she is not the source of your fulfillment. A mature man understands that his completeness comes from God alone. It is only in Him that we find our true identity, our purpose, and our strength. When we look to someone else, whether a spouse, a partner, or a friend, to fulfill us in a way that only God can, we place an impossible weight on them. We set them up for failure by making them responsible for our happiness, our peace, and our sense of self-worth. This is an unfair expectation, and it will ultimately lead to disappointment and frustration. A man must first find his identity in Christ before he can truly appreciate and honor the woman beside him. He cannot place the burden of his emotional fulfillment on her shoulders. She cannot be the one to make him whole, because only God can do that. Once a man understands this, he can enter into a relationship with the woman God has placed beside him, not from a place of neediness or dependence, but from a place of strength, security, and mutual respect. In the same way, a woman who feels secure in herself, who knows her identity in Christ, can bring her whole, authentic self into the relationship. She doesn't need a man to complete her, she seeks partnership, love, and respect in the context of a relationship that is rooted in God's design. This is where true fulfillment comes from. This is where love grows, not from dependence, but from mutual respect and understanding. So, men, as you think about the respect you desire in your relationships, remember that it starts with you. It starts with being a man who lives with integrity, who leads with humility, who listens with empathy, and who loves sacrificially. When you begin to build that kind of character, the respect you seek will follow naturally. It's not something you demand, it's something you earn, day by day, through the choices you make and the way you live. True respect and true love don't come from surface-level gestures or grand performances. They are built on the solid foundation of mutual trust, honor, and sacrifice. When you understand this, you will not only earn the respect of those around you, but you will also create a relationship that reflects God's love and purpose. The true role of a woman in a man's life. As we reflect on the deeper aspects of love and relationships, it's essential to recognize that a woman is not in a man's life to fill the empty spaces of his heart. Too often, we hear the idea that a woman is supposed to complete a man. But this is a misunderstanding of the truth. Instead, her role is to walk alongside him in the mission that God has given them both. She is not his savior, and she is not the source of his happiness. Rather, she is a fellow traveler on this journey called life, someone who shares in both the struggles and joys that life brings. Together, they are meant to fulfill the calling that God has placed before them. They are not two people who exist in isolation, each carrying the full weight of the other's emotional burdens. Instead, they walk forward in mutual strength and love. A man who understands this truth does not expect his wife, girlfriend, or partner to bear the weight of his emotional needs. He understands that his emotional health is his responsibility, and he seeks God for the healing and strength he needs. This doesn't mean that a woman isn't there to support him. Of course, she is. She listens, she encourages, she stands beside him, but the foundation of their relationship is not built on her fulfilling him. It is built on two whole people working together to honor God and to support each other. The relationship between a man and a woman is meant to be one of partnership, not dependency. It is one of mutual respect, mutual love, and mutual growth. When both people bring their whole selves into the relationship, when both are grounded in their own identities and callings, they can then walk together in unity. Without one person needing to carry the other's weight, they support each other, encourage each other, and help each other grow. This is the vision God has for marriage, for partnership, and for all relationships. A man who truly understands this will treat the woman in his life with the respect and honor she deserves. He will not expect her to fill roles that are not hers to fill. He will not demand that she meet every single need, but instead will seek to be a loving, supportive partner in the ways that God has called him to be. His love will not be a demand for her to be something she is not, but a recognition of who she truly is. He will recognize that his relationship with her is a gift, and his role is not to control or possess her, but to love her with the selflessness, patience, and willingness to serve that Christ demonstrated for the church. A mature man knows that a woman's value does not come from what she can do for him, but from who she is. Moreover, he understands that his own fulfillment comes from a deeper place, his relationship with God, his sense of purpose, and the life he builds alongside her. Together, they create a love that is a reflection of God's love, not a codependent attachment, but a flourishing partnership that brings glory to God. So, if you are looking for someone to complete you, let me tell you this: you're looking in the wrong place. The truth is, you need to look for someone who can walk beside you, someone with whom you can share the journey of life, the highs and the lows. A woman is not here to fill the emptiness you feel. She is here to share in the fullness of life with you, to help you become the man God has called you to be, and to walk hand in hand through both the joys and the trials of this world. But there's something even deeper, something that often goes unspoken. In the quiet depths of a woman's heart, there is a longing that many men fail to recognize. It's a longing not just to be loved, but to be known. This is a truth that only the truly mature man will come to understand. Love is not only about what you do for her or how you make her feel. It's about how deeply you understand her, how much you truly see her for who she is. To love a woman is not simply to tell her she is loved, but to know her in a way that speaks to the very core of her being. It's to understand her fears, her dreams, and the quiet hopes she carries deep within her heart. A woman wants to be seen, not just with the eyes, but with the heart. She longs for a man who can look beyond the surface, beyond the role she plays, beyond the expectations that others place on her. She wants a man who can recognize the woman behind the smile, the strength behind the tears, the quiet courage that carries her through life. It is this kind of understanding, this depth of knowing, that forms the bedrock of true love. To truly love a woman is to take the time to see her as she is, not a figure to fulfill a need, but a soul to cherish, to walk with, and to honor. Only then can love grow into something lasting, something beautiful, something that stands the test of time. And men, the key to this love? It lies in your willingness to understand her, to give of yourself freely, and to embrace her not as someone to complete you, but as a partner on a shared journey, one that is defined by mutual respect, mutual growth, and a love that reflects the heart of God. That's where the beauty of a relationship truly lies, in the fullness of both people walking side by side, complete in their own right, but stronger together. The true essence of knowing a woman. As we've explored the importance of building a relationship rooted in love, respect, and mutual understanding, it's time to dive into one of the most profound elements of a meaningful relationship: truly knowing a woman. This is not about mastering her personality or trying to decipher every shift in her mood. It's about seeking to understand her heart, valuing her thoughts, her opinions, and the way she views the world. Many men, especially in their younger years, often find themselves focused on the external aspects of a relationship. They believe that love is demonstrated through grand gestures, through flowers, expensive gifts, or words of praise. While these expressions of love are certainly thoughtful and lovely, they are not enough to build a lasting connection. A woman does not want to feel like she is being admired from a distance, like she is merely a prize to be won. No, what she truly desires is to be known. She wants a man who understands her in a way that no one else does. A man who listens, not just with his ears, but with his heart. And that, my friends, takes time. It takes patience. It takes effort. A mature man knows that understanding a woman's heart is not something that happens overnight. He understands that to truly know her, he must be willing to invest the time to hear her stories, time to ask the right questions, and time to listen deeply and attentively. He doesn't just hear the words she says, he listens for the deeper truths that lie beneath those words. He learns the things that make her laugh, and the things that make her cry. He comes to understand what motivates her, what keeps her up at night, and what brings her peace. This is the kind of knowing that builds trust, the kind of knowing that strengthens the bond between a man and a woman. But let's be clear, knowing a woman is not just about knowing the good things, the things that make her smile. It's also about understanding her vulnerabilities, her flaws, and her fears. It's about recognizing that she is not perfect, and yet loving her fully despite, or perhaps because of, her imperfections. A mature man doesn't shy away from these parts of her. He embraces them with compassion, patience, and a deep understanding that these aspects of her are just as much a part of who she is as her strengths. A woman does not want to feel like she's being fixed or changed. She wants to feel accepted for who she truly is. And this acceptance? It's a powerful gift. To love a woman is to embrace all of her, the good, the bad, and everything in between. A man who knows her deeply will love her not in spite of her flaws, but with the understanding that those flaws are a part of what makes her uniquely beautiful. When a woman feels known in this way, when she feels like her whole self is valued, she can truly flourish in love and life. She can blossom into the woman she is meant to be. In today's world, we are often told that love is about perfection. We see images of flawless partners in movies, magazines, and advertisements. Someone who never falters. Someone who fits neatly into an ideal mold. But the truth is, true love is not about perfection. True love is about seeing the perfection in someone who is broken. It's about seeing the beauty in someone who is flawed and knowing them in the fullest sense. The most powerful love is the kind that says, I see you for who you truly are, and I love you just as you are. That is the love a woman craves. It's not about loving her for the way she looks or the way she fits into society's mold. It's about loving her for who she is at her core, the way she thinks, the way she feels, the dreams she carries, the scars she hides. So, men, if you truly want to love a woman, learn to know her deeply. Don't settle for surface-level affection. Ask questions that matter. Show interest in her world, her mind, and her heart. Don't shy away from her emotions, her struggles, or her fears. Instead, listen attentively, with empathy, with care, and with patience. Don't try to fix her. Don't try to change her. Love her for who she is. Because when a woman knows she is truly seen, when she knows she is truly known, she will love you in a way that words cannot describe. In that knowing, in that understanding, a love will blossom that is deep and lasting. It will be as profound as the roots of a tree, planted deep in the soil of mutual respect and genuine care. This is what a woman desires, not just admiration from afar, but true understanding, unconditional acceptance, and love that comes from the heart. And it's in this deep, genuine connection that a relationship flourishes. A bond is strengthened, and love grows, not because of what you do for her, but because you truly know her. So, the next time you think about how to show love, remember this. It's not in the flowers, the grand gestures, or the praise. It's in the way you listen, the way you understand, and the way you accept her, flaws and all. That is the foundation of true love. That is the love that lasts.